can text you though about the things that I'm about. Yeah. Just if you just get an email or notify you that for the anatomy at 8, because you know how it's Monday, the portion is lab in the morning and then lecture later. So he's going to be having an exam in the morning. So I'm like, oh gosh, that works out perfect for me. Because remember the whole jury duty.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so he's not coming, or he doesn't need catching for.
Yeah, and Matthew knows this too. We told both of us. So yeah, from 8 to 11:15, that's the lab portion, and they have like a 15-minute break before lecture at 11:30. So obviously I will know first thing in the morning.
So I'll
the
change
day
both
before.
your start time to 11:30. Oh, I just have to delete that from the session.
That's 30 something like this. Lecture portion.
Okay, that's good. I'm sweating it so much. But don't worry, like.
But then, so then, like, well, I'm gonna call obviously on Sunday evening, and then let you guys know.
Yeah, just text the phone and I won't get it till I get here at 11:30, but then I'll just go to work if I'm looking for someone.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well,
Because I was thinking about it, wait a minute, that's convenient for me, but that's not really fair to you. That's what I was thinking. So,
like, oh my gosh, I could have hours.
yeah, that's not fair.
Okay, so then, yeah, so that's it. I guess we're all updated with traffic and everything. I'm gonna be sticking around for a while to just edit.
Oh,
Before that man.
well, thanks, man, that worked out so good.
Yeah, I know.
Because I was looking at the schedule thinking, who could I send?
Oh, really?
I have everyone who's available in something, so. But yeah, so now, that's okay, don't worry,
Yeah.
if you can't come till 11:30, that gives me time to scrub that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Then back to beach edge today. Mark. What did she? Gosh.